I need to tell you something that sounds insane coming out of my mouth. I sold all my Bitcoin, every single Satoshi. And before you click away or call me an idiot in the comments, let me tell you why and what I bought instead. Because this decision wasn't emotional. It wasn't fear. And it definitely wasn't because I stopped believing in crypto. It was because I finally realized something no one tells millennials until it's too late. Most of the financial advice we grew up with is quietly keeping us broke. I'm serious. If you're between 25 and 40, working hard, doing everything right, and still feeling stuck, this video is for you. I'm going to walk you through 5 pieces of financial advice our parents swore by, why it actually made sense back then, why it's failing us today, and what I'm doing instead with real numbers. Let's start with the biggest lie of all. Save your money in a savings account. That's what we were told, right? Be responsible, build an emergency fund. Let your money sit safely in the bank. Our parents weren't stupid for saying this. In the 1980s, savings accounts paid 8 to 10% interest. Inflation was lower. Your money actually grew by doing nothing. But here's the truth today. The average savings account pays about 0.4%. Inflation over the last few years, around 3 to 7%. That means every year your money is silently losing purchasing power. Let me show you the math. If you save $20,000 in a savings account earning 0.4% after 1 year, you make about 80 bucks. But if inflation is 5%, you effectively lost $1,000 in buying power. You didn't save money. You paid a hidden tax for feeling safe. This is one of the reasons I sold my Bitcoin. Not because Bitcoin is bad, but because parking money with no strategy is worse. What did I buy instead? Assets that actually outpace inflation, cash flowing investments, skills that raise my income. Savings accounts are for short-term safety, not wealth building. And that brings us to the second piece of terrible advice. Avoid all debt. Debt is bad. Debt is dangerous. Debt will ruin your life. Again, this made sense for our parents. Credit card interest was insane. Loans were harder to manage. Information was limited. But here's what they never explained. There are 2 types of debt, bad debt and good debt. Bad debt is borrowing money for things that go down in value. High-interest credit cards, luxury purchases you can't afford. Good debt is borrowing money that makes you more money. Let's talk numbers. If you avoid all debt and save $500 a month, earning maybe 5% annually, in 10 years you'll have around $77,000. Not bad. But if you use smart debt to invest in something earning 10 to 12%, that same $500 a month could turn into over $115,000 in the same time frame. That gap compounds every single year. Debt isn't the enemy. Uneducated debt is. I sold Bitcoin because volatility without cash flow stressed me out. What I bought instead were assets that pay me monthly and let leverage work in my favor. Now let's talk about something everyone loves to argue about. Buy a reliable used car. This one sounds harmless. Don't waste money on new cars. Buy something sensible. Drive it forever. And yes, buying a used car is usually smarter than buying new. But here's the problem. Cars are depreciating assets. Every car, used or new. The average car loses about 15 to 20% of its value every year. So when you drop $15,000 on a used car, you're basically lighting $3,000 on fire annually. Our parents could afford this because housing was cheap, wages were rising, and one income could support a family. Today, that $3,000 a year invested at 10% over 30 years becomes over $500,000. $500,000 gone. I'm not saying don't own a car. I'm saying minimize money tied up in things that never pay you back. This mindset shift alone changed how I view every purchase, which leads perfectly into the next lie. Get a college degree no matter what. This one is controversial, so listen carefully. College used to be a golden ticket. In 1980, average tuition was about $2,500 per year. Today, it's over $10,000 for public schools and $35,000 for private ones. Student loan debt in the U.S. is now over $1.7 trillion, and the ROI? Collapsing. Tons of graduates are making $40,000 to $50,000 a year while paying $600 a month in loans for 20 years. That's not education. That's a financial chokehold. I'm not anti-college. I'm anti-blind college. If your degree doesn't clearly lead to high-paying, in-demand skills, you're gambling with your future. I sold Bitcoin and reinvested in skills that directly increase my income. Sales, investing, business, digital leverage. Skills compound faster than any asset. Finally, the advice that might be costing you the most. Stay loyal to one company. Work hard. Keep your head down. They'll take care of you. That promise is officially dead. Pensions are gone. Layoffs are normal. Loyalty is rarely rewarded. The data shows job hopping every 2 to 3 years increases income by 20 to 30% compared to staying put. Let me say that again. 20 to 30% more money for doing the same work, just somewhere else. Our parents stayed because raises kept up with inflation. Ours don't. If you're getting a 3% raise while inflation is 5%, you're taking a pay cut every year. I realized Bitcoin wasn't my biggest risk. Staying static was. So here's the recap. Saving money without a plan loses to inflation. Avoiding all debt limits growth. Overpaying for depreciating assets kills compounding. Blindly chasing degrees creates lifelong payments. And loyalty without leverage keeps you underpaid. Now here are 3 things you can do today. First, calculate how much inflation is costing you every year. That number should make you angry. Second, invest in something that either pays you monthly or increases your earning power within 12 months. Third, audit your career. If your income hasn't jumped at least 20% in the last 3 years, something is wrong. Let me ask you something. Which one of these lies did you believe the longest? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. If this video challenged how you think about money, subscribe. Not for hype, for truth, strategy, and real numbers. And in the next video, I'll break down exactly what I bought after selling my Bitcoin, how much it pays me every month, and why it helps me sleep better at night. Don't miss it.